So I wanted to react to a video. We're gonna eat lunch, react to a video, and call stream from there. If you are not familiar, I am in fact considered a Duel Links content creator. So there is a video from this guy. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of him. I think his name is pronounced Farfa. I don't know. But he made a video about Duel Links. So we're going to go ahead. You can see it's pre-watched a little bit. Autoplay on YouTube's crazy. We're going to go ahead and watch this. This is wherever the autoplay stopped last. I fall asleep with YouTube on, so sometimes shit just be playing. We're going to watch this. We're going to watch, react, and eat dinner. Lunch.
Is it something more nostalgic like the anime? An idiot's version of real Yu-Gi-Oh?
Well, Farfa, I play Duel Links for Rush Duel.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Duel Links, yep. Perhaps it's the iconic trailer from many eons ago. Or maybe it's just gacha.
Never seen this trailer before in my life.
On a tier 4 deck. Oh my god, this is crazy. So call me maybe. Recently, I took it upon myself.
What's wrong with this guy?
Over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Farfa, to do a little bit of a Duel Links retrospect. A review of sorts, trying to emulate the position of a new or returning player.
Notice, he will never say a goddamn thing about Rush Duel in this video. I think he mentions it once this entire video. Then we go back.
I was going to get back into the game after a long
break. Never even tries it.
What does this game have to offer people like me? Now, of course, I will caveat and say that there is a very specific and niche. I did all of this on a stream with thousands of viewers, so having a ton of already invested players with experience throw advice at you constantly is gonna be somewhat helpful. Mostly? Kinda. And so, if you watch this video until the end, you will be kinda shocked, elated, but sometimes disappointed with some of my findings and research into Duel Links.
I tapped my microphone like that's going to mute, pause the video. So one of the reasons why I'm watching this now with stream right now, besides the fact I feel like, you know, I missed my chance by going away for vacation. Apparently, this video made other Duel Links content creators very mad. And I, of course, had to figure out, well, why? Why mad? It only game. So let's see if this pisses me off. We should probably speed this guy up to 20 minutes. I don't have 20 minutes.
In January 2022, the release of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel changed everything for the digital landscape of Konami's licensing of one of the biggest anime franchises in history. Master Duel, across all metrics, became the way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Online and met the demands for all kinds of players that Duel Links just wasn't really catering to. Duel Links is Yu-Gi-Oh! But ultimately, it just isn't going to scratch the itch of a TCG player. There's a population begging for a way to play Yu-Gi-Oh! The card game online. Master Duel was surely going to be it. Did it hit the mark? Different video. At the time, the biggest content creator for Duel Links was Decade, formerly Duel Links Meta, who, with no understatement, essentially carried the entire competitive landscape of the game in the West.
This is one of the things that just never hit for me. So I played Duel Links a lot when I was a kid. Like, my first time ever actually playing Duel Links, Yu-Gi-Oh! With other people was Duel Links. I had never heard of Decade. I had never even heard of him until Master Duel, which I think is crazy. Because apparently, according to Farfa, he was the only person making Duel Links videos. No idea. I didn't watch anyone. I don't even watch anyone now. The only Duel Links content I watch is my own when I'm editing it.
Weekly tournaments, meta breakdowns, deck profiles, all garnering millions of views. Decade's impact on the Duel Links landscape could be a documentary in and of itself. But here's the problem I remember seeing with this. There was no one else really putting up these levels of numbers within the Duel Links space. Out of the hundreds of Yu-Gi-Oh! Friends.
So, this is the part that probably pissed a bunch of other content creators off. It's actually very funny. This came up in an MBT video a while ago where he's talking about drama in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. So people basically go, what do you mean there was no one? There was me, and I had 1,000 subscribers. I had 100 followers. So just people with these tiny channels are saying, No, I was also doing content, but at the end of the day, you look at this and you go, well, you're not acknowledged because you weren't visible. No one saw you. You might have been the second biggest, but if the second biggest is like 1,000 compared to like 30,000, no one's gonna know who you are.
I've made over the years, I think I could name about 4 of them who have actually played longer than like a season. I know, personal anecdote, non-objectifiable reality, but where are the Duel Links players?
I'm in the Duel Links server right now.
Charts, the platform which covers the PC
I ain't playing though.
Mobile client, Duel Links was at a steady, I don't know, 6,000-7,000 concurrent players, with bigger numbers being put up around COVID, easily attributable to people having more space and time, and then with Macedon becoming the de facto title and quintessential gameplay for online Yu-Gi-Oh!, Duel Links, at least to me and the communities I occupy, appears to have kind of fallen off a cliff, dividing its average concurrent player base by 2 overnight and dwindling to around 2,000 to 3,000 players per month ever since.
That's just Steam, of course, yeah.
August 2025. Duel Links kind of a shell of its former self, yet still doing fine by the numbers? According to the stats and at Magic, the numbers of current Duel Links was 100,000 downloads in July, and that is around the same as Macedon. As for revenue generated, an estimated $1 million, half of the $2 million that Macedon raked in, not to be compared to the absolute titan of Pokemon Pocket or Shadowverse release, but
yeah, like both games, Master Duel and Duel Links, they're pretty good. But I'm pointing like you can see my hand pointing. Other games do way better than these, so it's just crazy. I mean, you really can't discount how many people are playing like Duel Links on mobile. It is a lot.
it's still alive and apparently not trailing too far behind Macedon. According to Steam charts, Duel Links amasses around 1,700 active users per month, which is fairly small compared to Macedon, about 10 times the size. But of course, Duel Links being a primarily mobile game is obviously going to have a mammoth following on devices outside of Steam.
Yeah.
So this could be a misleading statistic. We just don't really have a way to gauge this other than some of the estimations made on AppMagic. AppMagic being a website that kind of gauges the popularity of games based off of the publicly available downloaded amounts of the game itself on various devices and through different app stores. And then with the market research there's obviously going to be a lot of extrapolation and estimation when it comes to the revenue specifically, because that's just something that isn't, publicly available. But it's the closest that we can have to kind of seeing where the game is at.
Duel Links is where people play Rush Duel. Yeah! Let's ignore the fact that when I stream Rush Duel, I get constantly matched up or down, like multiple ranks, because there's not a lot of people online.
At its core, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links is Speed Duel, which most of you are probably familiar with, but if not, it is a form of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where normal summons, special summons, extra deck, the spells and traps, they're all the same, with the caveat that they're...
What do you mean the spells and traps are all the same? What does that mean? No, do you mean same as TCG? Okay. Weird sentence. By the way, they're also not all the same, because most of the burn cards have their burn amount adjusted. Just saying. Not to nitpick.
And there's less zones.
Just saying.
In practice, it is just Yu-Gi-Oh! But in theory, a little less slower and a little less crazy.
Why is the video frozen?
The biggest difference is that Duel Links has
never mind, it's just not moving.
These are abilities that immediately can be used whenever their
skills, by the way.
Activation requirement has been met. They either have some sort of archetype relevance to their anime character.
When the activation requirement has been met. AKA, if you build your deck correctly, click yellow button.
Character or some sort of utility regarding the meta. These can range anywhere from simple attack boosts and maybe a graveyard lock of sorts to it can be activated before your normal draw. One of the cards from your normal draw this turn will be send all other cards from
Brother, it's pot agreed. Come on. That's all that matters is pot agreed.
25 cards with this graveyard. That's not the relevant
No, it's pot agreed. That's all that matters.
A nice little bonus in your deck years ago, just a way to help you get back
this
into the game with something like Destiny Draw or to
this menu is a hell on earth to fucking look at. One of my biggest problems with the game, I dislike the menu where you both spend skill tickets and this one where you exchange skills in the card trader. It's the same menu, but it's just not easy to just like get everything you want.
This is for the competitive viability of so many decks. Conceptually, one of the positives of these skills is that it allows archetypes.
I finished my lunch, by the way. In case you can't tell by me not chewing into the microphone anymore.
But they just didn't really have the consistency or really
actually inhaled that
sort of array of support cards that would have really helped them to achieve that. And of course, when you have a digital game that can just immediately add cards from outside of a deck and spawn pieces on.
So this is something I like. So I'm not crazy about like Hearthstone, but this is something I think Hearthstone does well in terms of having cards that just create cards out of nothing, because it's like it's a digital game. You just create the card. But where it bothers me with Duel Links is the skill says create the card and then play your turn and do everything. It just plays it all out for you. It just railroads you way too much, especially in speed. Specifically in speed. Rush Duel isn't as bad as it. Because one of the things I like the most is, like, in terms of, let's defend skills for a second. I do like how skills are sometimes literally, just a band-aid that fixes the issues a deck has when it was made. Right? Where something like, it's really hard to find fusion in a Rush Duel deck. So fusion decks usually get a card that finds you the fusion. I think that's fine. Some are made not as equal as others. You know, some are the original Gaia skill, some are hero, and then some are fucking Miragia Stragia skill, which is bad now.
Nothing, it becomes super wacky, and dare I say, very
yeah. Like look at this skill,
where the vision gets actually realized.
That Ubel skill.
People have kind of complained that
whatever
players
this
just
skill,
sort of playing skills instead
cannot
of stand
have become
so
watching like the
and
Barian
so
skill go. That was so annoying.
That
this thing too, Dragonic content, awful.
Designers
Awful.
intended you to do in one unchainable instance. For me,
hold up. Let's go back for a second. Can I? It won't let me zoom in. I'll zoom in post. Zoom in on that guy's name in post, please. I ruined my aspect ratio. Oh, I fixed it already. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Alright, we're back.
Kind of just following an on-rail track towards what the designers intended you to do in one unchainable instance.
Yeah.
For me, I still don't know if I'm a big fan of skills. I suppose they do in some sort of form take away from the essence of
there's
Yu-Gi-Oh,
some
but it
defensive
does
skills,
transform
but I
something new
do not
and
like
unique,
them.
for better or for worse. And there is obviously a massive appeal in this. The consistency and viability for certain archetypes that they gain just from the existence of these skills is absolutely massive.
One defense, that's not mine, it's not a defense I would make, that I can see people arguing to say skills are good, actually, is people say it feels more anime to use skills, and I'm pretty much forced to agree, because I do think that the idea behind Duel Links is that it would be the version of Yu-Gi-Oh! You play to feel like you're doing an anime duel. The problem is that the skills have been so power crept that it just doesn't work out that way.
And obviously extremely fun for people who like those decks. But to tell you the truth, the biggest problem that I have with skills and stuff like that in Duel Links is everything associated with around obtaining them and leveling up towards them, etc.
This one, I don't know. I've never had problem obtaining a skill, although it is frustrating when, in order to play a deck, you have to nearly not max out, but it's like usually halfway in leveling up a character is where you get the skill that actually makes the deck work. But maybe Farfa will say something like that.
When you build a deck in Duel Links, you build a deck played by a character. Now, normally you can get away with just choosing whoever, like Yugi or Joey or Jaden, and it's fine.
This part is like, they've added so many of the generic TCG things into the game. There's no anime character with those cards with any kind of relevant skill, really. So they have to just, give them something generic, which is another problem. I honestly would be completely fine if modern Yu-Gi-Oh stuff just never came to Duel Links and they only kept anime relevant cards in there. Also, by the way, look, Rush Duel mentioned. I'm going to zoom in post. Rush Duel mentioned. There's Yuga.
Is that to really optimize your deck, you want to play a character that has synergy with your deck. Most of the run-of-the-mill average skills are usable by a big number of characters in the game, but the thing is, some have really important ones. For example, you kind of just can't play Infernity optimally without, like, Kalen. Kalen requires you to level him up. It's just gacha gameplay, yeah. You have to first of all obtain and unlock Kalen, which I can't even remember how anymore, but at least when I did it many years ago, you had to do a X number.
So, here's another thing. Duel Links does kind of read. Like, it just has features every other gacha does. But this part, leveling your character like this, isn't really one-to-one to other games. There are probably some games out there, but a lot of the big ones don't have you do this kind of process. It's usually just spend a material to level up your thing instead of like actually playing to earn.
Number of summons or
this is where Duel Links kind of shows its age, I gotta say.
Them, either by playing as them and dueling in ranked, or against various PvE, player versus environment bots. The problem, of course, being that PvE bots have a timer that they don't just respawn instantly to. You can't just sit and...
This is, if it's not obvious, maybe, I don't know if Farfa will go over it, or if he even understands, that this is the Duel Links version of a stamina system. The game doesn't have stamina, but instead they limit you in how much you can grind against bots. Which, I mean, I hate stamina systems. Some games it's irrelevant, like Arknights. Stamina is very irrelevant in Arknights unless you're starting a brand new, fresh account. But I do not really like stamina systems. I think Duel Links is fine, because at the end of the day, I want to play PvP, and I'm not just trying to, like, grind against AI all day.
Farm them infinitely. However, if you do want to level a character faster, you can pay to have more PvE bots respawn faster and grant more.
This is like a massive scam, but people still fall for it. Playing, you know, like I was saying about other games just giving you items to get you experience, you still have to do duels against this. This is crazy. I can't imagine ever, like, spending money on this, but people do. People do.
More XP, and there's even an option to auto-duel. Yes, you can click a button and it automatically...
But you're not auto-dueling PvP, you're auto-dueling against the AI, which more people want more auto against AI, and they want better auto against the AI, because right now the auto against the AI is bad.
Automatically duels for you. What are we doing here? Anyway, as someone who just wants to play Yu-Gi-Oh! At its core...
So I don't know why you would complain about having to duel against PvE guys to level up your thing, but then also say, oh, I don't understand why we just have auto duel. Well, you have auto duel because of how egregious it is to run duels against the PvE enemies to just level your shit.
Having skills and very important game pieces locked behind the leveling system.
I don't know, I'm not gonna complain.
How do I get Gallant Granite? It says it's from the event. How long is that gonna take me? Can I, like, just get the Granite, like, a couple of duels?
I don't know what event he's talking about. I don't really play speed events, so if this is, like, super egregious to get Gallant Granite, that's very funny.
In and out, fun little journey. Days!
For anyone who has ever played Adamantipator, the deck that I chose to run during my return to the game, you're likely very familiar with only 3 URs. Granite is the rank 4 monster that allows you to search a rock. Searching Block Dragon is sort of the heart and soul combo of the...
Can you believe this game has Block Dragon? Master Duel just put this fucking thing to 3? I don't understand it. I don't get it, man. I don't get it at all.
Deck. Well, in order to get Gallant Granite, you have to win, I believe it's 40 ranked games. But then, here's the paradox.
Oh, is it Duel Quest that got Gallant?
A very suboptimal version of the deck in ranked. Now, let me level with
you. Just play
this
play
idea of a almost RPG-like system.
The reason they do it like that is because they want you to build multiple decks and spend more money on the game.
Where very slowly over time your deck gets more powerful and stronger as you obtain more cards, I think conceptually is really cool and definitely has a place. In my opinion, more so
at the end of it, the game just doesn't work
like that. When it comes to PvP,
yeah, he gets
that has microtransactions, that becomes really frustrating.
You can sell it like that, where it's like an RPG experience, but the game just doesn't end up functioning like that in the slightest.
Good players and good decks, and if you just don't have these important cards and game
very
pieces,
funny.
Their deck is
Farfa get timing out against Ancient Gear.
Kept behind optimization.
Hilarious. Gates. Okay. We're going to talk about gates.
Are PvE events where you go and duel against various characters.
Yeah, where you target farm specific characters to get their drops.
The reason you would want to go into a gate.
This is a pain in the ass, by the way.
You have to collect
Can't stand this shit.
Keys to unlock the gate, to play in a duel, to get points, and hope a very specific card you need randomly drops. This is such a frustrating mess of gate after paywall, after level up reward. So many barriers and obstacles to just getting maybe like one optimal, really important piece or card.
So at the start of today's stream, because I am recording this live, by the way, I did a recap of my vacation. I take a vacation around the same time almost every year. Last year, I took a vacation, same kind of thing, you know, went away, saw family, and I was in the middle of grinding the Mimi gate because I wanted to build Bubble Era because it was brand new at the time, right? I spent the entire weekend, the entire 3-day weekend, grinding the Mimi Gate and didn't get every card from it. I was still missing 3 cards when my vacation ended. 3 days. Just never got them. And they were only obtainable at the time from her gate.
In your deck that actually brings it all
I'm
together.
playing to the
Thankfully,
camera like you
everything
can
I
see me.
described, for the most part,
Like I have a
recent
camera.
times hasn't been as relevant. With anniversary events, box releases, login bonuses, and all the kind of stuff that you can expect from a gacha, they have sort of introduced more skips that you can get, like these tickets or skill chips that are exchanged for things you actually need from these
Yeah, but at the end of it, they're not giving you stuff for new cards, they're giving you stuff for old cards. So that it's still a problem.
gates historically. Now, not all cards can be obtained via these attorney like tickets, etc. Usually not the best ones.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Can I get an actual Adamantipator card from here? Secret.
Nope.
That's not the secret I was looking for.
Nope.
That's not the same
Nope.
secret, actually.
And the skill chips can be exchanged to get those skills or character drops because unless
Oh,
you play
God.
the game from release,
Move this
you're kind of
menu
just going
again.
through
I
hoops
hate
of
this
these
menu so
tedious,
much.
boring grinds to play the 37th best deck in the game. So all of that to say is that sometimes optimizing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links is not even so much a case of just spend more money, although spending more money does fix about 95% of the problems. There are also just events and time-gated situations where you can't get some cards. I remember very vividly a couple years ago when I was trying to play Burning Abyss, I just couldn't get Leviathan Dragon. It was just locked behind a time-gated event that I didn't play at the time, so I just didn't have that card.
That reminds me also of classic Duel Links, by the way. Random tangent. When I was stopped playing the first time, I had been grinding the My Gate. My had Amazons in Duel Links, right? Yeah. I was grinding the My Gate because Amazon was a good deck at the time. And I was trying to be as free-to-play as possible because I was a stupid kid in elementary school who didn't have any money. So I'm grinding and grinding and grinding. Was it probably middle school, actually? Grinding and grinding and grinding the My Gate. And the reason I quit Duel Links is when I finally got all the Amazons I needed, the deck got hit on the ban list. So I stopped playing Duel Links until this year. Last year? Last year.
This
current year.
worst experience I've had in a game. Oh, please, please, Seeker, please, 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 please,
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Ah,
Worst day of my life.
dumbass.
Actually, the worst day of my life. Okay,
Get owned.
Imagine if this is researcher.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna explain this to you.
So the new Rush box came out today. I had 2,500 gems. Didn't even get half a deck. I gotta empty out the box, and I have no money to just buy it. So see you on the Rush rundown in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Probably never at this point.
Like you're a little bit Macedon brained.
I
Let's say
can't
you
afford
want
to build
play
these
Dragon
things.
Maid, which I think was in the set early this year.
Oh my
You have to go
god!
to the
I can't believe he brings up Dragon Maid.
purchase
That's so
packs for the
funny.
Dragon Maid set. Okay.
When I was still doing another tangent, 2 seconds in, when I was still doing the Masochist series, I realized I wouldn't be able to keep the series going unless I started grinding speed to actually get gems on the account. So I spent gems on Dragon Maid to attempt and get a speed deck. It did not go well. I had the worst Dragon Maid deck you could possibly build. I'm pretty sure I didn't even get a single chamber.
So far, so good, right? I mean, that's pretty logical, right? Now you buy 10 packs, and you don't pull any Dragon Maid cards. Womp womp. Unlucky.
Don't worry, look,
At
we
least
pulled
you,
one
I don't
Shaddoll
know,
Beast.
maybe pulled like a super rare. Let's exchange this super rare that we don't want for a currency or a dust of
No,
sorts.
there's no
so that I
grafting.
can use it to get
No,
another card
no
I
grafting,
want
sorry.
instead because
Sorry,
who wants
no
to play
grafting.
Evil Swarm or whatever other random archetype they put in the same pack that almost never has any real synergy or even thematic overlap with one another. That's not to say Mastodon doesn't do that. I mean,
No, Duel Links
come on.
does it worse.
Tearlament,
It's just random
Burnell,
shit in Duel Links.
Water,
There's
I
no
guess
synergies.
There is
They-
no
They put one deck, they put like 2 to 3 decks in each like box, right? And then they just really random shit at the rares. Stuff that like, oh yeah, you could play if you're a dumbass.
crafting system in Duel Links. Not a meaningful one anyway. You cannot obtain cards by simply making them.
Yeah,
90%
can't.
of the cards in the game,
Can't.
and within that 90% you can guarantee that these are the ones you actually want. The good cards, the new decks and archetypes, these all have to be pulled naturally. You just have to randomly pull the cards you need. Now, it isn't as bad as it sounds because when you pull from a box, the boxes have a limited supply. Think of an actual real life.
Okay. I hate this so much. It is so fucking frustrating that boxes just have a supply. You can sell out on your fucking digital cards, man. It's virtual. just fucking just. If they took the Master Duel model of obtaining and crafting cards and put it in Duel Links, I'm pretty sure both games would actually be making them a lot more money. Russian speed, I mean. Obviously, Master Duel makes them like, whatever Farfa showed before.
Set within. So if you pull enough packs, you will get the card you need because every card is in the box.
Yeah, you eventually get it all. You have to spend all your money still.
Pulls, you may find that some common cards have a total of 6 copies in the box.
Obscene how many commons are in each fucking box.
Packs means that you're going to be flooded with essentially just pack filler before you finally get the ultra rare you need. And of course, a lot of the ultra rares you need are 3-ofs. Like my adamant.
So you have to reset the box. You have to reset the box. All right, pull 6 more fucking fusions again in every single box that has fusions.
Like a bundle deal, and then you buy 4 copies. Miraculously, you get lucky and you pull the ultra rare you need in, I don't know, pack number 2. What happens to the rest?
You still spend the rest of your money. You don't get a reset or anything.
A couple of supers. Can I just move on to the next box?
Nope.
Tough. Because you pulled the one-off ultra rare in the entire set, the remaining 38 packs are just cards that you don't really want or cards that are not a priority and you should have just reset the box. The problem with using reset the box after you pull an ultra is that it only resets after you pull all the ultras in the set, not the one you're specifically looking for. So if you do get that illustrious Emancipator Researcher as your first ultra,
you can auto-reset.
You're going to have to open the rest
You're
of
still
the
going to miss shit.
bundle you bought and just keep opening them and hope you get the supers you need in the process. But the most important card is the ultra. So in Duel Links, technically, the optimal way to min-max this almost criminal system of obtaining cards is to pull 1 pack at a time. The problem with
no one in their right mind can do that.
Bundle deals, but the bundle deals
you are just, if you do that, you are too far gone and you need to stop playing this game.
Why are you playing Duel Links? Because I hate myself! Sorry.
There you go.
It's good content.
Me.
So everything I just mentioned is nothing new.
Me as fuck.
How the game has been designed from the beginning. So yeah, no disenchanting, no dusting, no crap.
You know, the game's
that
evil.
Is my biggest
the game's just evil.
With Duel Links and why I won't be playing the game consistently. However, when you do get into the game,
me when I start doing TCG content, I'm not playing Duel Links consistently.
Wacky, enjoyable fun I've had. But hey,
what? What does gold even do? I have millions of gold. What does it do?
There's a currency in the game called gold. What is it for? I don't know. I think I've engaged with the system.
I was hoping he'd tell me. Okay, never mind. I'll never know. I'll never learn.
You use it on the card trade.
I'll never learn.
You see, since you have such a massive influx of this, I would probably equate it to maybe something equivalent like the rare and normal dust and master.
These things cost gold.
Of a system in currency
but why?
Meaningfully obtain decks. You are not going to be building strategies from scratch with the system. It will flesh out and fully optimize.
This doesn't even really count.
Some cards from the card trader, but nothing close to.
One complaint. This isn't really gold specifically, because the things you're going to run out of isn't the gold, it's the little fucking jewels. That's the problem. You always have enough gold, you'll never have enough jewels for all this shit.
From the cash shop is going to do. I use the deck builder to create my list, and let's just not dedicate an entire section to the absolute most convoluted and clunky UI of Duel Links, but I had a rough idea of what I wanted to play.
What? Out of all the bad things in Duel Links, I don't think the deck builder's awful. Like, it can be a little annoying sometimes, like when you're trying to build a deck and it won't let you like save an unfinished deck because it's invalid, even though you're like, yeah, I know it's invalid, I just want to build a deck before I start pulling. I can get that, but just thinking it just looks bad, I don't know, because it had the features, the filter features before Master Duel. I think that's a one Duel Links W. I think it's the only Duel Links W we get.
It's usually such a nothing word from a.
Was that Goyo Guardian in his fucking deck?
Genuinely interesting. Flipping TCG decks on their head and making you rethink consistency.
No. Go back to the extra. Was that Goyo?
Deck is so limited, or in this case, because your deck is actually so much more consistent.
Hello?
It's a genuinely fun and thought-provoking process. Do I really need 3 Block Dragon in 20? Can I maybe just play 2? Should I really be running all 6 Quacky Merus? Do I go over 20 and just play Karthorther and Turtle as well? What about Xeno Guitar and Taco Crusader and Revival Gold?
What about?
Going to look like with such a
that is Goyo down there. Holy shit.
Small extra deck count. And how does
Speed Duel Emancipator is on Goyo. That's just funny.
My unique skill contribute to the deck? With all of this in mind, after a nightmare session,
I don't even know what the Emancipator skill does.
I finally had something resembling a deck. Or did I? Well, I don't know about
Let's go auto build. True. That's Emancipator.
This game is
gameplay.
Sick. I can't even tell you how much fun I had once I actually started to queue into the duels, once I got the cards I needed.
Yeah, so
it is so good.
Part of the thing is, click yellow button, win game is a really big dopamine rush. But honestly, a bigger dopamine rush is playing Rush Duel. You know, at youtube.com/Captain Vogel, We here play Rush Duel for our dopamine rush.
And it's just such a shame
Rush.
how paywalled everything is. Like, it is such a unique breath of fresh air on a take on Yu-Gi-Oh! That, you know, wasn't like Cross Duel. God, Jeff, remember Cross Duel? Do you miss Cross Duel? I miss Cross Duel, dude. It's fast.
I don't miss Cross Duel.
It's wacky. The skills create such unbelievably ridiculous moments and combos. It is dumb fun, and I don't know what else to say. It was fantastic.
So yeah, sometimes skills are just combo pieces. Sometimes they also just play the entire game for you, but yeah. You know.
Fantastic. The rank decay system meant that despite having been king of games multiple times, I had to go back to the cesspool of rookie and bronze. So
I mean, all these games have rank decay, right?
The game looks like or how the format feels, and all of the fun I had. I mean, let's be real. It could be very much overshadowed by the fact that I was winning all the time. So who knows what.
One of the things I actually like the most, one of the things I actually like about Duel Links /Speed is I like 3 and 3 zones. I like that. I like how limited the zones are, so you can't just shit out an unbeatable board. And then they make skills that shit out an unbeatable board.
Like against an actual competent deck. But ultimately, this experiment was about dedicating an entire afternoon to jumping back in, playing the game as a new /returning player to experience what's available in a more casual setting. Which, for this specific occasion, in my circumstance specifically, it was fine, honestly. I probably spent a little bit more than I intended to with my budget. I think I spent about $50, but that got me 2.5.
So, one of the big things people were complaining about this video is that Farfa was complaining about price when he only spent $50. Now, not for nothing. If your takeaway is if your takeaway from all this is that you're mad that you spent, there's a car horn blaring outside. What the fuck is going on? Anyway, if you're mad that someone else spent less money than you, I'm sorry, it's not their fault. It's the fault of the thing you're spending on. This is, I don't want to call it victim blaming, but, you know, let's keep going.
Decks, a Adamantipator deck missing 1 or 2 Researcher. I got most of the branded deck missing, I think, 1 Aliber, and I think Chimera is also done as well, so I can play full power brand.
Yeah, you got 3 decks.
The problem is, like, you know, it would be nice if I could just play the deck I wanted to and intended to play.
I'm gonna lose my mind if I keep hearing that car honking outside.
Shout out to the massive community. I honestly didn't even know that I had, who absolutely.
Alright, I gotta figure out these. Oh, I'm pausing. I gotta figure out these people are outside my house. What the fuck is going on? That car horn is so loud, but it's around the block, not even outside my house.
I opened the duel room and it was filled, no joke, within like 30 seconds. People showing off cool decks, which for context was faster than some of the massive duel rooms I've opened. Where do you people come from? Why is there...
I mean, Farfa's how big of a streamer? Really big? Streaming the Duel Links category with an open duel room? I mean, there's no guarantee every single person who jumped in that room is a Farfa viewer, but rather Duel Links players who see Farfa playing Duel Links and say, I want to show him something cool, so he sticks around in the community. But, you know, that's... We have no way of proving whether it's
this
one way or the other.
There's no way there's this many Duel Links players. Oh, I don't get it. I don't get it. There is obviously a demand for Duel Links, and there must be a sizable, thriving player base who love this game for lots of positive gameplay-related reasons. It's a fun, enjoyable...
Again, he's already made this point, but we don't know how many people are consistently playing on mobile devices. So, all these people who might not be playing, like, the Master Duel rooms join the Duel Links one because they're like, oh, I play Duel Links on my phone. And they're not included in the total player count. And, you know.
Experience at its core. The games are fast, despite the absurd levels of power creep that's occurred since I last hit.
The games are fast. They do be fast.
Who made a big token and set Fiendish Chain? There's a lot of good positive takeaways from Duel Links. The skills are unique, different.
People are just like, hey, Farfa, look, raccoons.
One-card combos that utilize 8 things from outside of your deck. I guess I'll never really fully understand the game to its complete depth because I don't.
The big issue is that Duel Links has one card.
My biggest problem with Duel Links has never really.
They have 0 card starters, 0 card FDKs, 0 card skills, and then also 1 card starters on top of that.
Been so much gameplay related. It is the overflowing, overabundance, clunky UI, paywalls, gatekeeping, and just obstacles that are always in place when it comes to getting cards. But maybe some of you had a different kind of experience playing Duel Links in the anniversary event earlier this year, or maybe some of you did return to play Branded and Adamantipator, or even Rush Duel for whatever reason, I guess, if that's a thing. I didn't even...
What do you mean, for whatever reason, on Rush Duel? Rush Duel is the best thing you could be doing in Duel Links. It is not as crazy broken as Speed. The sets are much smaller, so it's easier to really filter what's even playable. I'm not. I'm not. No.
Try that. Sorry,
Not arguing with a wall.
There is a whole other game mode I heard is significantly cheaper, but I of course was focusing on Speed Duel, which is at its core more.
Yes, he acknowledges it was cheaper to play Rush.
If you enjoyed this video,
oh, that's the end of the video.
Your experiences and your criticisms or positives and praise of Duel Links, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.
All right, here's my question: why med? Why are people med? Why? I don't understand what aspect of this video would make you mad if you're a Duel Links content creator. Like, I can pretend to be mad by Rush not being featured really at all. I can pretend to be mad about that. I don't really care in the long run that he's not bringing up Rush, because, frankly, I don't like Duel Links. I like Rush Duel, so that's one thing. So I don't care that he's saying bad things about Duel Links, because if I could play Rush Duel on any other real official way, I'd be doing that instead of Duel Links. The other bits that I don't even say it. So people are like mad for the hating on skills part, but he also says skills are fine. People are mad that he only talks about Decade as one of the big content creators. But like I said before, if you look at these people's channels, not a lot of them are even half as big as Decade. A lot of these people don't put up those numbers. Me as well. You know, I do barely any numbers at all, really. But I just don't understand what about this would make someone mad. I don't get it. I don't know how. The thing is, if you haven't seen it, this has created a big, like, chain reaction. A person gets mad at Farfa's video. Person says person is wrong about being mad at Farfa's video. Person says both people are wrong about the entire situation. And then MBT makes a video, because MBT reacting to Farfa, Farfa reacting to MBT is their new meta. We're just going to try and react to each other to just farm views out of the entire community, which, good on them, I guess. But I don't understand where this video becomes egregious that it would even warrant not reactions like I'm doing now, but like counterpoint videos. What he says is very surface level. It's very just look at the game and experience it. I think what people are getting out of all of this is that they have this weird thing where they spent money on the game and they feel like Farfa's video is discrediting the money they spent. That because of what Farfa says here, they are somehow losing out on what they've invested their time and money into, right? It's sort of like when you're, let's say we're talking about a movie, right? And it's a new Marvel movie, right? Or something like that. And so person A goes, oh, I loved that Marvel movie. Person B goes, oh, well, I didn't really care for that Marvel movie. And person A gets mad because they feel like person B is saying they are wrong for liking the movie, when what they're just saying is, in their opinion, the movie isn't that good. It's the same thing, but with Duel Links, right? Where each point that Farfa says he doesn't like, someone else is reading that as, I have to defend everything everything that goes along with this because he doesn't like this aspect of the game. When, honestly, in my opinion, let me talk about my opinion before I try to, like, psychologist what's wrong with people who watched this video. In my personal opinion, Farfa is right about pretty much everything he says in the video. There are some parts that are just a little too surface level to be deep and meaningful anyway. There's some points where he kind of glosses over things that exist. I mean, glossed over Rush Duel for crying out loud. But at the end of it, I'm gotta say, he is just right. He's just right. Skills can be fun, but in their current form are way too egregious. Leveling a character to get the skill that's actually good or get the cards you need for your deck is obnoxious. And they, like, make it obnoxious on purpose so you will spend more. This game is supposed to make you spend more. And at the end of it, I just can't defend any point of that. I cannot defend any point of the game from that position. But yeah, so I wanted to react to this just because I feel like I am technically a Duel Links content creator, even though I wish I wasn't. But yeah, that's it. If you watch the video on my channel and have your own opinions about Farfa's video here, leave that in the comments below. I appreciate that. If for some reason you find my channel through this reaction, like the video, subscribe to the channel, watch my other videos. I need people to watch my other videos, please. And come over to the Twitch channel. Follow the Twitch channel too. We do a lot of fun things on stream, mostly Rush Duel. So if you watch this and say, wow, Farfa didn't talk about Rush Duel at all, well, I do. So come over to my channel and watch it there. All right? That's it for the YouTube video reaction to this. All right, bye. Goodbye. Goodbye. Farfa was right. Goodbye.